Hi everybody, I'm Michael. I'm a landscape architect and environmentalist. And today we're going to be talking about the ZZ plant, this adorable little baby. So, you ready to dig in? Let's grow. So this cute little baby here is the ZZ raven. Its genus species is Zamioculcas, zamiifolia, and it is a very, very easy plant for you to grow at home. It, along with the golden pothos, is probably one of the easiest houseplants for beginners. And the raven, this specialized variety of the ZZ, because there's two varieties here. There's the raven, which is this dark green one here, which grows these dark green leaves, and the regular ZZ, which just holds these light bright green leaves. But the raven, as it grows, speaking to its characteristics now, it grows out from these long center stalks, from these fleshy stems and bulbs at the base, and has these alternating leaves, and they'll come out bright green like an asparagus stalk, and then they pop open and they start to transition from bright green to this dark gunmetal gray green color. Beautiful plant, super cool looking. Looks almost prehistoric, right? And for the plant on where you want to locate it in your home, to speak to the plant care needs, is that you want to have it in an area where it gets bright light but not direct light. You don't want any afternoon sun hitting it. That's going to burn the leaves. But this plant can also handle low light. And the humidity for the plant, typical what your AC in your home will be fine. It's going to be lower humidity. It doesn't bother the plant. Humidity in most homes are probably in the 30-40 range, 30-40% range. So this is a great house plant for most people who have indoor who have air conditioning. And for temperature, you want it in the range between about 60 to 78 degrees. It'll do fine. It'll do just fine. It can grow quite quickly, but it doesn't tend to do that all the time. It'll do these in spurts. These guys came up relatively recently. We got another little baby down here coming up. The plant doesn't really have many pests. You can get scale, but we haven't had any scale ever on either of our ZZ or our regular green variety. The watering is probably the most important thing I want to talk to you about the ZZ plant, the raven, is that this plant does not need a lot of watering. Let me repeat, does not need a lot of watering. So you can go every 8 to 14 days between watering this. I'm not kidding. What you want to do to test to make sure your plant is not drying out too much is do the 1 knuckle, 2 knuckle method, which I've mentioned on some of my other videos. This will be about 2 inches deep. Take your finger, and on small little containers, you want to go down 1 inch because there's not much more soil below that. But in here, it's a little deeper pot. Go to 2 inches, so go down with your finger, and then see what comes back up. If you're catching hardly anything but just a little bit of dirt and not a lot of moisture, then you know you can add some water to the plant. So we'll be adding some probably tomorrow. And you don't have to water gingerly. You can water it thoroughly around, but then you can actually wait almost up to 2 weeks. The plant doesn't need a lot of water because it has those bulbs at the bottom, and then these stems are fleshy. They hold a lot of water. So this plant doesn't need a lot of care in that regard, which makes it a pretty good house plant. Most people overwater their plants, and that's what does them in. So don't do that with this guy, and they will flourish. They will flourish. As to other care needs on fertilizing, we fertilize from May through September. You can use a 20-20-20 liquid and add that in every time you water. So every let's say between 8 and 10 days, let's just say every 11 days, add your watering, if that works for your ZZ. But again, the most important thing, test it with your finger to see if it's wet. You don't want to do that for this plant because then they can decline, and sometimes pretty quickly. So I hope that helps. Hope that helps you in deciding what you want to do in the future with your home. If you'd like to add some greenery, this is a plant I highly recommend. We'll do other videos on potting up and stuff like that. For this plant, what we would typically do is use a 50-50 mix of indoor potting mix. We like Miracle Grow as of late, and a cactus mix. And then for a gallon container or less, we put in like a cup or just under a cup of perlite to make it really, really well drained mix. And that's pretty much how we've been migrating with a lot of our plants, is that kind of soil mix. But I'll be doing videos later on propagating and transplanting ZZs in the future. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing to our channel. Again, I'm Michael, and until next time, bye.
If you found value in this video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We post weekly. Thanks.